going on YouTube? So I wanted to make another video today about all these fucking guys on YouTube saying how, oh, you gotta buy off the tool trucks, that's the only way to buy tools, or oh, tool trucks are a fucking ripoff, go to Amazon or Home Depot or fucking Harbor Freight or whatever. I'm gonna give you my 2 cents on it, because all these fucking guys I see crying about, you know, this, or oh, this, or oh, this is the best brand of tool, or this is the best brand of tool, or all that bullshit. The thing is, you know, the guys are young that start off in this field, they're starting out right now, that are still in college or getting out of school, or guys who are in the workforce. You're not going to make enough money out of the gates to go buy fucking Snap-on shit every fucking day. Unless you're rich. Maybe some of you guys out there got a whole bunch of money, can buy shit, but when I started off in this field, I was a fucking guy going to Harbor Freight or fucking Sears buying, you know, cheap tools because I didn't have money to buy anything decent. You know, I made $9.75 an hour when I started Goodyear, and that was in 2012. You know, 2018 last year I grossed $83,000. So that fast a time I made that much more money because I took the time to buy, you know, enough tools to be able to learn more, how to do more, and I got a promotion. Now I'm a shop foreman. I'm not really a tech anymore. I kind of am, but I was a shop foreman since last January, so most of my stuff is on home now. But wanted to make a video of my 2 cents and what I feel you guys should do out there, or, you know, just give you guys an idea. First thing is, don't go out and buy a goddamn Snap-on fucking toolbox for fucking $10,000 when you have no fucking tools to put in the damn thing. Okay? This was my first Snap-on, well, that was my first Snap-on box I ever got, and I paid $100 for it off Craigslist. Okay, it's a piece of shit, but it works fine. This was my first professional, quote-unquote, toolbox I ever owned. I paid $866 for this fucker in 2012. My dad died, and it literally has held all my tools. I got his life insurance money, cost me $866, and I bought this, and literally it's held up a lot of abuse. I mean, it's packed. I mean, I have literally, you know, just a fuck ton of shit in this thing, and it works perfectly fine. All drawer slide, lock works. That locker cost me $300. I got it from Menards. Okay, before that I had the old Craftsman stand-up ones that a lot of guys have out there. I bought this one, this Snap-on box. I bought it off Craigslist for $550 in 2018. And I love it. You know, it really is a great box. Fucking definitely holds some weight. To be honest with you, I did have all these impact, these big sockets, in that drawer, and it actually did come with the drawer slide sag. I mean, obviously this shit's way heavier than fucking, you know, chrome socket trays are, but you know, upgrade to this thing, kind of. I mean, it's just an add-on, but for $550 that was worth the money, I will admit. Now, I got ripped off on this fucking thing. I paid $11.50 for this cart brand new on sale. You know, granted, that's when I made good money, and it was impulse buy. It's decent. It's not the greatest cart. I wouldn't probably buy it again just because of the fact that the drawer slides, or the drawer lock, I mean, fucking, you know, it's unlocked, and these fucking things, they just fall out. And then this one here got caught. It opened up, but the thing, it was locked, and they still fucking opened, and ended up hitting my wheel well on my fucking car and bent this. So, I mean, I probably wouldn't spend money on that thing again, but you live and you learn. I do miss my other silver Snap-on cart that used to be there. I sold it because I got it for $800. It was almost brand new. Sold it for $1,200. You know, I couldn't pass up $400 profit. I miss it, but you know, that's money in the bank. But don't go out and spend $8,000 on a fucking Snap-on or Matco toolbox when you only have, you know, that many fucking tools to put in the goddamn thing. Wait till you have like what I got, then think about upgrade if you want to spend that kind of money on toolboxes. But I want to make a point though. When it comes to tools like sockets, all hardline shit, screwdrivers, shit like that, a lot of guys out there in here are saying, oh, why would I spend $180 from Snap-on for a screwdriver set? Fuck that, I'll go to Harbor Freight and buy some for $10. Go for it. You know, literally, I want to show you guys this. These are all the different brands of screwdrivers I've acquired over the years. Some are full sets, some are not. Some I got for free, some I paid for. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, out of this whole set, the worst fucking screwdrivers I've ever had in my life I bought the old Macs at the Taiwans. Fucking garbage. These fuckers break so much. I don't even use them anymore because they're junk, okay? The guy, my Mac guy at the time, upgraded me to the USA ones. Okay? Just as shitty. The tips snap off like crazy. Hate them. Okay? These fucking pieces of shit here. The handles are wonderful. I love these handles over anything else. But this tip fucking breaks almost every week. If you actually ask anybody I worked with, for the whole summer, I work on school buses, what I do. And all the lights on there get rusty, and the tip fucking snaps off. A little bit of effort, and the tip snaps off. I've had this thing warrantied out literally, I would say this whole year, probably every Monday except for probably 6 Mondays. I mean, it's just horrible, dude. I got the set for free, actually. I found them on buses, and I kept them over the years. But I would never go out and buy these with any of my money because they're fucking junk. However, the reason I would only recommend buying the tool truck screwdrivers for is because you could go out and buy the Pittsburgh Harbor Freight screwdriver. And if you're single and have no kids and have all the time in the world, you go warranty it out. But like with me, okay, if I'm breaking, I know they're different metals and shit, but if I'm breaking this fucker every Monday, I don't have the kind of time to go to goddamn fucking Harbor Freight or Sears every fucking Monday to warranty out a fucking screwdriver and deal with the dumbass on the counter, okay? I got a wife, I got a kid, I work 60 hours a week, I'm busy. Whereas at Snap-on, I say, here, warranty this out. Okay, there you go. I got so many screwdrivers, I can afford to lose one here and there. But, I'm not going to fuck around driving to a goddamn store and wasting my gas back and forth, 80 times a year to warranty the fucker out. So that's something to think about too. If when I was younger now, and I was single, no kids, I didn't give a fuck. I'd go out there and I'd get a fucking bucket of tools, go to the parts or go to the tool store, and warranty them out and be done. That's something you can do too. But this is a Matco one. I'll be honest with you, I have never yet broken a Matco screwdriver. I would honestly, if you're going to buy a tool truck screwdriver, I would go with Matco. I know that they're probably rebranded from somebody, but honestly, they have not. I've yet to break them. I know a lot of guys that have them, they don't break. Milwaukee ones, they're a comfortable handle. I've broken the tips off. I just grind them back down because I went to Home Depot and the bitcher said, oh, well, we can't warranty it out because you used it in a professional environment. Okay, it's a fucking screwdriver, lady. So, I guess if you don't warranty the fucker out, don't tell me you used it at work. Tell me you fucking used it in your garage and snapped it. Old School Craftsman's, the USA ones by Western Forge, wonderful. I have yet to really ever break one. I've broken a couple of tips off flat blades, but really good fucking screwdriver. I like these a lot. This is some random ass fucking one I got from Menards years ago. This is a USA Tecton I got from Meyer. Really like these a lot. I'd recommend these too if you're looking for a cheap, screwdriver that's durable. This is a Craftsman Professional. I forget what brand this is, but they're both rebranded. They're the same fucking tool that's rebranded, This is the Duralast one. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, Duralast. So, I mean, this is an old fucking USA Stanley from back in the day that still is holding up. This is a newer Stanley from fucking Walmart. This is a Farm & Fleet one that looks identical to fucking Harbor Freight, so I'm guessing they're probably rebranded. But, you can go to fucking Farm & Fleet and buy a wholesale screwdriver for $30. And, yeah, in theory, you could probably go out and buy... Well, actually, you could. You go out and buy 4 sets of those screwdrivers and then have them in your fucking toolbox. And as they break, just make a pile and take them back in. I mean, you got Saturday and Sunday off, go do it. I personally, if I was, in this field, I would not go out and spend my hard-earned money on a fucking Snap-on screwdriver or a Mac. I would on Matco because they're a decent price, but, if you really, really want the warranty like that, go buy them. Me personally, I got them for free. I bought the Mac ones, and they're fucking dick, and I have no Mac guy now because we don't have it in my location, so I don't even use my Mac screwdrivers because I break them. I don't feel like fucking having to mail things back to Mac to have them fixed, so I just use one of my other fucking million screwdrivers I got, and if I break one, I don't really care. This is an old-ass SK one here, USA. A lot of this shit's older than hell. This shit here is a fucking... I don't know if it'll focus or not. No. Well, it says Hitco. Not Matco, Hitco. Hitco USA. But, you know, now coming to like sockets though, okay. You're gonna come in the field. Yeah, I got snap-on sockets, you know, but this phone, I got my new phone coming today. This thing's a piece of shit, but bear with me. I do. These are all snap-on, gear wrench, you know, I Harbor Freight shit in here, I Craftsman shit. I have yet to ever break a Harbor Freight socket, honestly. I have nothing against them. My 19, I have used extensively. When I was in the automotive field, I've had this socket for fucking close to about 8 years now. And literally never broke one time. Worn out, but never broke. Still works just fine. You really don't need to go out and buy snap-on sockets. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of them. I think they're great. But for the price of them, you really are kind of better off going out and buying a lesser quality set and maybe having 2 sets of them than having to spend, you know, $600 on a half-inch drive snap-on socket set. And granted, yes, you get the warranty, and yes, they are really high quality, but, you know, you really aren't going to break them that often. If you do, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing to them, but I have yet to break a socket as far as working on cars. Now, buses, yes. These fucking piece of shit rebranded fucking Matco Sonic sockets. Fucking find them, I have it at work. I think I got it at work, but yeah, I got a fucking 3/4 drive Matco socket that's rebranded fucking Sonics, and it's a piece of shit, and they break like crazy, you know. So that's something I definitely buy from Matco because I don't feel like going to Harbor Freight every 2 weeks to replace a socket. But, you know, some of this other stuff, though, like these sockets here I got from fucking Menards like 15 years ago, and they work fine. Now, wrenches, on the other hand, though, I would recommend buying quality wrenches, okay? Same with ratchets. Now, sockets, you know, a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, well, because Snap-on, it's a better socket than Craftsman. Okay, it probably is. I mean, they're better quality, they're made better, but you really don't need those to work on fucking cars. I mean, they're nice to have, the warranty's nice, they're a quality piece, you make payments on them, but, you know, you buy a mid-size, or a semi-deep, or semi-fucking length, whatever you want to call it, mid-fucking socket, you can buy literally every set and variation off Amazon for what one fucking set of 3/8 drives costs from Snap-on. You know, if you're not going to use them that much, there's no point in spending that kind of money because it's a Snap-on or Mac or Matco. Okay, again, just my opinions. Your thumbs down if you don't like it. I don't really give a fuck. I'm just telling you guys what I think so you guys don't waste a whole bunch of goddamn money on stupid shit. One thing I will say is, you know, something like this, I'm not buying from goddamn Harbor Freight, okay? I'm fucking fat and I'm tall, and the taller you are, the harder you fall, okay? I can jump on this fucking thing on a socket on a goddamn bus, and it does flex, but it's yet to ever break. Whereas fucking Matco's garbage. True story, a guy at my old fucking job when I used to work in cars bought this fucking thing brand spanking new half-inch drive. All he used it for was to try and get a lug nut off a car. And granted, the lug nut was cross-threaded, just as a, you know, FYI. He literally put his full body weight on and fucking sheared the head right there. Right in half, the fucker. Brand spanking off the truck, broke the head right off. You know, granted, yes, this is made in USA, but it's still a gear wrench rebrand, and I don't think it's that good for quality. But seeing that, all my Matco fucking ratchets, you know, I'm like, I've never had mine break. I've had my 3/8 and my 1/4-inch drive one break, and have the gears wear out. They're pieces of shit. I don't like them. On cars, they work fine for me. Buses, no. They just, everyday non-stop use, they're not that good. My Snap-on ratchet, I've warrantied out once. And that was my 1/4-inch drive long one that I actually bent straight in half. That's this fucker here. I was doing a turbo on a Cummins. I had all my body weight, and they literally bent the fucker into a moon shape. But it still didn't break. So, you know, little food for thought there. Whereas this piece of shit, this fucker here is just garbage. It breaks all the time. I hate it. It's a fucking gear wrench rebrand, fucking junk. You know, this is a gear wrench, okay? Look at how close that looks. And you get out this fucking thing, and you see how fucking close that looks? Because it's a fucking gear wrench rebrand. It's just a USA made one. So, you know, when you guys buy this stuff, just make sure you kind of research it before you buy it and waste all this goddamn money on shit you don't fucking need. Like this shit too, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now. He got me from Snap-on on these fucking inverted Torx. Don't fucking buy these from Snap-on, okay? Yeah, they're fucking high quality as hell. Really nice. If you fucking break this, you're doing something wrong. Okay, if any of you have ever broken these, let me know. Because I don't know how you're putting enough fucking torque on these to snap these fuckers to break them. You know, I have a Blue Point set and I have a gear wrench set. And they came in kits, that's why I have them. I bought this set specifically for a job. Then I bought 2 kits after that just happened to come with them. But I never use them. I never fucking use them at all. I just wish I would have bought them. That was $150 right there I could have saved. You know, like this shit fucking from Duralast, they work just fine. Okay? You know, I'm not using these every day. If I worked at a place where I was using these all fucking day, every day, I would buy them off Snap-on or Mac or Matco for the warranty. And I'd probably buy 2 sets out of spare. But I don't use these very much ever. But, you know, stuff that, like, I'm putting my full body weight on, I want quality that's going to hold me up. And like with this thing here, I'm not going to trust my body weight on a fucking Harbor Freight Taiwan ratchet or fucking breaker bar because I like having my teeth and my face in contact. So I would trust my life with that versus something else. I mean, you figure that cost me $266 when I first bought it, okay? Had I bought a cheap one and it broke and I smashed my face inside of a fucking bus or inside of a car, then I'm out in the hospital and then fucking, yeah, I get workman's comp, but disability is only 60% of your check. So to me, I'd rather just fucking spend the money up front and buy a quality fucking tool, have it once, and I ain't gotta buy it again. You know, I bought Matco shit first, and it was junk, and I bought Snap-on after, and it's fucking great. I had a couple of Mac ratchets I sold because I didn't like them. But, you know, it's something to think about, though, for you guys. You know, don't listen to all your friends, oh, buy this, buy this. Use the tool yourself. See if you can borrow one, use it, see how much you like it. If you like it, then buy it. If you don't, then don't waste your money on it. You know, just like with fucking picks, okay? You don't have to buy a fucking Snap-on pick. I bought these literally to get a free sweatshirt on fucking St. Patrick's Day 3 years ago. Literally, I have a pick set from fucking Mac right fucking there. They work just fine. Okay, I mean, I have Harbor Freight picks there too. They work fine too. I just specifically bought these for a sweatshirt. I use the shit out of them. I love them a lot. I'm glad I bought them. But at the end of the day, it's just a goddamn pick. So, I mean, if I was starting off in the field, I wouldn't buy these. I mean, they're $140 on sale. But you literally can go and buy some fucking Taiwans off Amazon, buy 2 sets of those for fucking $20 and call it a day. You know, one of these sets here, this is a rebrand from fucking Lang. Everybody has these. I got mine from Matco at the time. I didn't know it was a rebrand, and now I do. But I'd recommend buying one. I get these from the tool truck, and I'm glad I did. I would not recommend buying the one from Lang, only because I have broken these before. You know, they're small. I have snapped these off. I've let guys use my shit, and they've broken them. I fucking fucked the threads up in these. And it's a lot easier to just go to the tool truck. They have fucking bags of the shit. They can give it to you versus fucking around trying to mail the thing back to fucking Amazon or whoever you fuck you have to send it through. And I have to go through fucking 10 hoops to get the fucking a new one for you. Just buy this off the tool truck. Pay the extra money. You're going to fuck it up at some point. If you don't, you're a liar. Okay? When it comes to wrenches, first of all, Harbor Freight wrenches are fucking junk. Don't waste your money on that shit. Don't even fucking think about them. Craftsman wrenches, the old ones were fucking great. That's the old OG of wrenches. The new ones are fucking junk. Okay? I love these fucking Taiwan Precision Mac torque wrenches, though. They're great. Okay? I'd recommend these. These are fucking very cheap in comparison to other professional tools. I have every fucking one of these that you can get except for the big standard version. I love them, dude. The beam is super thick. I have yet to fuck one up. I've never had one really round anything, big or small. I recommend these. These are great for the first fucking DIY guy or anybody who is fucking in this field, who's getting in this field. I would buy those. Now, if I could find my other ones I have, I'd show you those too, but I forget where the fuck I put. Oh, no, I remember. I'm dumb. I had to condense my shit. This set right here I recommend for anybody who's coming in the field that wants professional wrenches at a good price, okay? You get all these sizes from a fucking, come on, focus, you fag. 1/4 inch through a 15/16. This nice holder. You know, they really don't cost that much. And they really do bite well. They have a nice head to them. Really nice fucking beam to them. I'd recommend these to anybody, okay? Yeah, they're made in Taiwan. And some guys are like, oh, I don't want Taiwan tools. I don't either. But this is a tool that's kind of like Milwaukee where, you know, yeah, it's made overseas, but it's fucking made very well. And I'd recommend these to anybody. I have a whole bunch of these fucking things. These are Harbor Freight wrenches. They're fucking junk. They're a fucking absolute waste of money. Don't even fucking bother buying the goddamn things. They're junk. These are Matco gear wrenches or ratcheting wrenches. Okay. The box, when I bought these, the package said made in USA. I'm pretty sure these are still fucking Taiwan's because normally it'll say USA and they're made by Armstrong. They used to be. These, I'm pretty sure, are the Gear Wrench rebrands. At the time, I didn't know that they rebranded these or, you know, fucking were made by somebody else. I do like them a lot. I have actually broken one of these. The ratcheting part wore out. I would recommend just buying a gear wrench. They're the same fucking thing, and Matco will still warranty out gear wrench, and most other tool guys do too. I actually had bought this set, well not this set, the set underneath it, from fucking Matco, and I actually broke my 12, and he wouldn't warranty it out because he didn't have any in his truck. So the day later, Snap-on comes and he goes, oh, here's a new one. So, I mean, they stock gear wrench shit in the truck. So, I mean, personally, I'd buy these off Amazon where they're cheap, and then warranty them out through the truck. And then you're good. Okay? When it comes to electric tools, you know, everybody has their own brand. I fuck with Milwaukee. And a lot of guys are going to say, oh, Snap-on's better, oh, this, or oh, DeWalt. Hey, whatever you guys want to buy yourself a quality brand, okay? You ain't got to buy Milwaukee or whatever. I went with Milwaukee because the first one I ever had was this fucking hex driver, and I loved it. And from that point on, I just kept buying more and more. And I like the fact that Milwaukee has more versatile stuff. I mean, 3/4 impact, they have a 1/2 inch, 3/8, fucking the die grinder, Sawzall. I've only ever warrantied out one Milwaukee tool, and that was this drill. When I first bought it, it didn't work out of the box. Took it back, got a new one, and fine ever since. And I've had a lot, well, not a lot, but I've had all my M12 stuff except for the ratchet and the cutoff wheel for years and years and years. And, you know, but don't buy Harbor Freight ones. Those things are fucking junk too. Harbor Freight makes some decent stuff, but a lot of the shit there is just garbage. One thing I will tell you guys though, when it comes to extractor tools, okay, this is my drawer of extractor stuff. And trust me, you do want to buy some good shit, okay? You know, this shit right here is an Irwin rebrand. Irwin makes these for Snap-on, Matco, all that shit. Okay. I got these from Snap-on because you do break these off. I've seen a lot of guys that use my shit. They broke the small ones off. And Irwin, I believe, does not warranty these out. Snap-on does, Mac does, Matco and fucking Cornwall all do. I recommend buying some of these things like this shit from them so you can get a warranty out. You always can tell Snap-on rebrands will say manufactured for Snap-on, not manufactured by Snap-on. So that's that. Okay, Snap-on also has this rebrand too, which is these big ass extractors, the bolt grips. I'm never going to use these enough to need to warranty them out. I'm not that concerned about them. These things were like $60 off fucking Amazon versus almost $300 from fucking Snap-on for the same set that said Snap-on on it. Okay. Same with these. The depot twist sockets, you know, they're so much cheaper from Irwin than they are from fucking Snap-on. Yeah, you don't get the warranty, but I guess, I mean, if you're breaking shit off left and right, then I'd say buy the Snap ones. If you're not, then I would just go with those, especially if you're starting out. This shit's all cheap, and you'll at least have it for now. Tap sockets, okay? Lyle makes these. These are $22 off Amazon for the set. Snap-on wants like 88 for these fuckers, and they call them Blue Point. There's not even a fucking logo on them from Blue Point. It's just they take them out of the package from Lyle and then put them in the fucking truck and call it a day. Okay? These are the small Irwin set. buy these instead of the Snap-on ones too. I mean, Snap-on, like I said, their shit's on warranty. There's a huge thing. A lot of guys I know wanted the warranty and they ended up buying that. But for the money, you know, unless you're making like what I make good money. I could afford to Snap-on. But why spend, you know, $600 on extractors or more when I'm not using them all the time? You know, for what they charge for fucking one of those, I bought all 3 of those for what they charge for one set, you know? And I bought that set down there specifically because I break those off a lot. You know, when you're doing a Cummins ISB 6.7 and you're doing an oil pan, you snap all those 10mm fucking bolts off in the block, you need one of those small ones, and most of the time they snap off in the block. That's what I got those from Snap-on for. But the ones that are like the hex bolt extractors, you really shouldn't be breaking those. If you are, you're doing something wrong. You know, and if you do break one, you know, go buy a new set for $20. That's my opinion on it. And especially if you're just starting out in the field, you know, it's cheap. It's a good thing to get. You know, I will admit that I spent some money on drill bits. Call me an idiot if you want to. Best drill bits you'll ever buy. I bought these for $300. Fucking used them, love them. I'll use them all over again. But, you know, mostly this video is about just, you know, the guys coming here don't believe everything here on fucking these tool channels about, oh, you should buy this brand or this or go on the truck or don't go on the truck. Buy what you can afford for the time being, okay? You should not have a $9,000 Snap-on fucking truck account and tool credit account and be paying $300 a week to the tool guy, okay? Buy what you need, buy what you can afford. As you start doing more work and making more money, upgrade your stuff. You know, if all you can afford is Harbor Freight and Craftsman shit because you work at fucking Walmart Service Center, then buy that shit for now. When you upgrade after a couple of months or years to Tires Plus or a fucking independent shop and you start doing brakes and stuff, you know, go to a tool guy and be like, hey, what do you have for a brake set? And if it's a legitimately good warranty on the stuff and he's got a good deal on it, make the payments, buy it. But shit like that, like gear wrench stuff, don't fucking waste your money on the tool truck buying gear wrench shit. Buy it off Amazon and then warranty it through the tool truck. You know, screwdrivers, you know, think really hard if you want to spend kind of money on a screwdriver, man. They just, to me, for a screwdriver, there's no point in spending that kind of money on one. I use them on buses all the time for all those fucking lights we do, and I break the tips off. I'm happy I have that number 2 from Snap-on. Again, I got it for free. I got the whole set for free. I found them on different buses, made a set out of them. But before that, I was using Harbor Freight and everything else, and they really didn't break that much. I've only ever broke one Harbor Freight screwdriver, a couple of ones from Sears or Craftsman, and a whole bunch of Snap-on and Mac ones. But there's just really no point in spending that kind of money for a screwdriver because it's just a screwdriver. Wrenches, yeah. I highly recommend you guys go out and when you can, buy yourself some nice Snap-on flank drives. They're wonderful. I love these. I'm really happy I bought them. Expensive as shit, but you know, if you can't, buy the Mac Precision Torx. Those are the best bang for the buck I've ever had for wrenches. Better than anything else I've had for the price, okay? These are a better wrench in my opinion to an extent. The ends definitely grip better. However, the box end part is nice, but it just doesn't have the, how can I put this? These won't reach certain things that the Mac ones will because the Mac heads are angled so much different. On a Cummins Turbo, on a 6.7 ISB and a school bus, I use my 15 Mac one. It reaches the back 2 nuts very easily. That's what I use. These can, but they're a lot more of a pain in the ass to get the fucking thing off with. These are Craftsman wrenches, USA flare nut wrenches. They work just fine. You know, if you want to spend $200 on Snap-on ones, it's up to you. I wasn't going to. Those work just fine. You know, these are the other fucking Matco gear wrench ones I got. All they are fucking gear wrench rebrands. I really wouldn't say go out and spend $200 on Matco gear wrenches unless you really want to. I mean, you know, if you're breaking wrenches left and right, which I'd be curious to know if you are, then yeah, buy them with the tool truck and warranty it out. But for something like this, it's a rebrand. Go buy a fucking gear wrench, and then if it breaks, warranty out the fucking tool truck. My Matco and my fucking Snap-on and my Cornwall guy, they carry the fucking gear wrench version of the shit on their truck all the time. Same with this shit. So, I mean, for warranty, I just go in there for that shit. It's just easier. When it comes to ratchets, though, I would say even if you're starting out in the field, off the bat, talk to your parents, buy yourself a quality fucking ratchet, okay? A lot of you out there say, oh, fucking my Harbor Freight ones last me 15 years. Awesome. If it has, hey, good for you. I mean, I'm just speaking on personal experience. I had Menard stuff to begin with, and it's lasted pretty well. But, you know, like these old Craftsmans are nice and heavy duty, but it's just, the shit hurts your hands, and they're so fucking cold if you're using them outside and stuff. And, you know, it's just when you, just having a quality ratchet, I mean, just sounds so nice. And these just don't break like I do. Again, I'm sure I'll get a whole bunch of guys on here saying, oh, fucking Snap-on ratchets suck. I've broken 10 of them. My fucking Harbor Freight lasted for 10 years. And all my Matco I've had for 25 years. And that's great. But I know way more people, including myself, that have broken low-quality tools like ratchets and shit than Snap-on and Mac and, you know, halfway decent ones. But, you know, like this too. This USA Craftsman breaker bar. I have yet to ever break this. I mean, it's a wonderful tool. It's cheap. This one here is a Harbor Freight one I got for a couple of dollars. I've literally never even used it. I had it in my car for a spare for changing a tire. But, you know, this one I got for free in a junkyard. I don't even know who the fuck makes it, but I would just say buy a quality ratchet. If you're using, I should say, if you're using a ratchet every single day, I would recommend buying a quality one or more and having them for spares, because, you know, if you're buying like a Matco one, it's going to break. And it's not a matter of if it's when, because they're fucking garbage. Snap-on one, you really shouldn't break a Snap-on if you do. Usually it's just the fucking, the lock and flex switch. I don't even have a lock and flex one here, but, again, you know, just my opinion though. I would just say, you know, buy what you want to buy. But one thing I will say though too, hammers. Yes, I have Snap-on and Mac hammers, okay? I have Harbor Freight hammers. It's a hammer. I upgraded to that one because I got a good deal on it. The Macs that I bought, I love, and I bought them specifically because of the metal all the way through them. Because to do brakes on the back of a fucking Bluebird Vision, you need a 30 millimeter wrench, and you need that to hit the fucker to loosen the nut up, or the bolt up. I love them. I'd buy them again. They were cheap. I paid $110 for like 6 of them. Whereas I paid $100 just for one Snap-on soft blow hammer or dead blow hammer. And while yes, that's a ripoff, again, I didn't buy it when I first started out. I bought that a couple of years ago when I was making fucking great. Well, you know, I make more money now, but when I first started making, I'll put this like this: when I first started making good money is when I bought a lot of my Snap-on shit. I went probably 3 years working in this field before I bought anything from Snap-on, because I didn't want to pay that kind of money for it. And I ended up getting by, and then as I started doing stuff on buses and becoming a lead tech and doing turbos and motor jobs and trains and shit like that, I upgraded. And originally I took all the stuff home, and I brought all my good shit, left all my good shit at work. But now I don't really do a whole lot of work, so I bring it all home. And now that I'm working on cars and shit here, it's a breeze. It's easy. Pry bars too. I bought this one from Craftsman from Sears for $30 years ago. Works just fucking fine. It's nice and long. You know, it does the job, okay? I impulsively, a while back, had fucking bought one from Matco because there was some fucking shit in the air, and fucking my buddy bought a fucking cart for $1,500, and I bought this big goddamn thing for $180. Don't buy that for $180. It's a fucking complete waste of money. It works great, but literally it's a long bar. I mean, you know, I only ever used it really to fucking pry and suspension stuff, and I feel like a bar that size, if you break that, I want to know how. But, you know, that's something you could buy from fucking Mayhew off Amazon for like fucking $50 and call it a day. But, you know, these Husky wrenches are actually pretty nice. I bought this set from, you know, Home Depot because they got a free gift card, and they're actually pretty decent wrenches. If you need some short wrenches, these are actually not that bad. They actually work pretty well. I like them. But, you know, this here is a Wright socket, old ass Wright from USA, that is cracked. Right here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a big crack through it. So I mean, not every USA tool is gonna be fucking good, but you know, I've never broken a Harbor Freight impact socket. Just saying. You know, I mean, I didn't break that. My buddy did, and it's been used a lot of years, but you can't find a place to warranty it out. I live in Wisconsin. Wright is up north, and I called there and they said, "Oh, we have to find a tool truck." I said, "Where's one?" They go, "We don't have any around here." So it's just sitting there waiting to be warrantied out. They wouldn't do it over the phone. They wouldn't do it over the mail. So I mean, that's something to think about too. Is if you're gonna buy like old shit off Marketplace, make sure it's something can still get warrantied. All this shit here is Harbor Freight. Fucking works just fine. I really wouldn't waste money on fucking Snap-on chrome sockets because, you know, you really shouldn't use chrome sockets in impact. I do because, you know, I don't give a fuck. But if you're using those in a ratchet, I wouldn't even waste money on a fucking Snap-on set because you're never going to fucking really need a chrome Snap-on socket set unless you're in FTX sockets. That's different. These fuckers are nice. FTXs, good sockets. They have a tighter tolerance to get off fucking round bolts. These are different than buying a Snap-on chrome set. I'd recommend these. I actually bought a truck years ago where a guy left a fucking Snap-on socket, brand new. It's a 13/16 and it's 12 point. Well, yes, it is a very nice socket and it's very well made and it's really nice in the hand. It's really like nice quality socket. You know, this thing brand new is like $40 for one socket, and you're just never gonna you never should really break this. You know what I mean? You really shouldn't be using that on the impact or anything else. You know, I mean, I can use the fucking 13/16 impact, and I've had this for years, and it still works. So, something to think about. Same with the jack. I'm all for getting a quality jack. I bought this piece of shit at fucking Walmart 11 years ago. It still works. Snap-on, yeah, their new one is great looking. It's lightweight. It's aluminum, made in the USA. But he wants $1,000 for a fucking floor jack, dude. That's just too much. But I gotta fucking go. The old lady's back with the kids, so I will see you guys later.